3 years ago, Harcourt woke up in bed with Rick Flag Jr. Rick wanted her back in bed, but she wasn't interested as they had a job to do. This was before Peacemaker killed him. In the present, Chris was still in the alternate universe, still drunk from last night, as his brother, still thinking he was the real Chris, stated that they had been looking for him and also saw blood in the library. Chris got up, checked his text, and got a message from alternate Harcourt as she wanted to meet him at noon. It was almost noon, so he quickly got ready as he put on his doppelganger designer clothes, and on getting out, he didn't know whether his alternate self had a vehicle, so he tricked his brother into telling him that he had a peace cycle as he got it ready and zoomed off. On the way, people were marveled by his presence. They loved Peacemaker in that universe unlike his own. A little boy even cried tears of joy on seeing him. Chris was loving every second of it. Meanwhile, in Chris's actual universe, his friends who were drunk last night woke up as they realized Chris stormed out last night. Epsidoe spoke with Harcourt to find out whether her and Chris are having issues because they used to be very close, but have been distancing themselves lately. Harcourt denied everything. Meanwhile, Peacemaker finally arrived at Argus. He was scanned and identified as Chris Smith and was allowed passage. On getting to the top floor, he spotted Harcourt, and just immediately Rick Flag Jr. met with him. Chris was terrified of him as he brought back memories, but he pulled it together as Harcourt met with him and Rick left. Chris embraced her, and they decided to leave to go somewhere else. Meanwhile, Economos and Adrian were discussing spiders when Economos got a call from Bordeaux as she informed him of why he didn't tell her about Peacemaker's bird as it injured her agents and put one in the ICU. So he had to rush to Argus. Chris and Harcourt were having a good time together as they went to have some hot dogs, and they sat as Harcourt wanted to hear what he had to say. Harcourt realized he was less arrogant now, not knowing he wasn't her Chris. They were about repairing their relationship when suddenly someone carrying an explosive tripped, causing an explosion, which sent them flying. It turns out they were a group of villains armed as they made their way to a facility with explosives and held people hostage. On waking up, Harcourt and Chris watched as one of the villains held a woman at knife point and announced themselves as the Sons of Liberty. Harcourt and Peacemaker met with a cop and spoke with him. At that time, the Sons of Liberty had begun preparing their bombs to explode the whole facility. Peacemaker, on realizing there is not much time, made his way to a building nearby, got to the rooftop and jumped into the facility where the villains were. One of them heard the sound and went to investigate, but Peacemaker struck him with an axe before he could say a word. Peacemaker then snuck up on the one who held the woman at knife point and fought with him, striking the villain in his eye. The woman screamed, alerting the others who went to check, but Peacemaker was swift, fast, and began taking them out one after the other. The Sons of Liberty had finished setting the bomb at the time as their helicopter ride arrived to pick them. They set the time to explode in 1 minute and were about to escape, but Peacemaker caught up to them and killed them all. The hostages escaped the building as Peacemaker unplugged the bomb from the spark so it didn't explode. Chris's brother was also able to take out the helicopter before it escaped, and Chris embraced his brother. People praised Peacemaker as Harcourt hugged him, and he exclaimed it was the best dimension ever. Meanwhile, at his dimension, Economos arrived at Argus and met with Bordeaux as she informed him that she readied every agent available to invade Chris's home. She even brought an eagle hunter this time. Chris got home and got a text from Harcourt. They seemed to have repaired their relationship and told her he will be out for a while. Keith, his brother, spoke with him as he seems to be acting weird, but Chris assured him that he was alright. As the agents were ready to invade Chris's house, he had already left the alternate dimension and was in his home. Stay tuned for more episodes of Peacemaker Season 2 on its mythical, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more mind-blowing recaps like this. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.